Hi. Okay, so I'm calling this video like the weight loss update 2.3 and 2.4 because the last 2 weeks have been chaotic. Good thing though is I am finally down below 180. Like I'm 179.6 or something like that. So yeah, in like a month I've lost 4 pounds. You're like, that's not very impressive. I agree. It's not very impressive. But I will say, like in this month, I have had a lawsuit end and some other stuff start up, okay? Oh, which if you've not been to my dungeon before, this is my dungeon. Why don't you finish your office? I don't know. Maybe it reminds me of my humble beginnings. I have no idea. Someday, we'll finish my office, but not today. Anyway, so, yeah. So we're like 3-4 weeks, lost about maybe 3 to 4 pounds in the past 4 weeks. Relaxing has been tough, okay? So, like, my lawsuit that lasted 15 years and 7 days has ended. This is no longer shocking news to me. It's no longer exciting news. It's just kind of like, still doesn't seem very real. Which, you know, like, I went and started the therapy and learned about all the CPTSD stuff I have from it. You know, last December. What is this? Ugh. When you let kids play on your computer, like, I don't even know if this is like a sprinkle, a Jimmy, or like mouse poo. Gross. Anyway. Yes. Oh, I'm battling the mice too. That's a whole nother story. Our garage door has like a hole in it. My husband fixed it over the summer and they have already chewed through it. So I was trying to like stop the traffic chewing through the door before he replaces the trim. So I've had these giant glue rat traps on both sides of the hole. And I had it out there 3 nights, caught 12 mice. Then I put it out there this morning again, or last night, and nothing. So, but my dad just came in and said he saw one scurry across the floor in the garage. So they have like found another way to get in. Like, I'm not using that as my only means of getting rid of the mice, but you know, it stops them right when they come in. Now, the ones who will live here and are residents and know, you know, have fire escapes, I have to find those still. And they're mostly in the garage. Like, how many have I caught in the house, maybe? Maybe like 4 or 5 a year. I hate mice. I hate mice. I hate moles. I hate voles. I hate chipmunks, squirrels, bats, flying squirrels. Like, I like hawks. I like birds of prey. Like, maybe that's what I need for the garage. A bird of prey. Can I do that? Maybe it doesn't have to go south for the winter. I'll just make it like a tropical habitat in my garage and it could like eat all the mice. And then my outbuilding, which is not attached to my house, which, I mean, that's where, you know, you keep all your lawnmowers and snow blowers and cars you don't drive in the winter out there. It is like temperature controlled, right? It's heated and air conditioning, but because there's not the people traffic in there, I talked to Chad because I really want to let the cats out there at night. So Chad's allergic to cats and he doesn't like them in his stuff, which I get, but I guess he has to like pick rodents or fur. I don't like, we'll vacuum out the fur. We'll fix it. Like, and honestly, like when we had all the doors open and the cats were free to go everywhere, you didn't hear them and you didn't see them. Right now we can't see them, but we can hear them, which, so I know they're there, but that's a story for a different day. But that does have like my little, I don't know if it stresses me out. It grosses me out because I don't like mice, but that's it. So, yeah. So lawsuit ends, like still getting used to that. Not feeling like that's a huge relief. Really not at all yet. So it's there. That happened on September 19th. It was a Friday. I didn't find out about till Tuesday. So it was like several more days before I like truly got it. Like once I got the paperwork from the judge, I'm like, Okay, it's official. But then it's like, so that ends. The lawsuit ends, right? So where is all of the trauma from the lawsuit? Like, is it lawsuit trauma? Like, is it the lawsuit itself or everything the lawsuit affected? My body, my weight, my being stuck here in this house and not being able to like sell it and move because I'm in the jurisdiction of the lawsuit. What do I want to do? Travel back and forth? You know, nobody's thought it would last 15 years. I didn't like, so it took like 2 years to get it to court around there. And our original lawyer, God, that guy was, I should do a thing on how to pick a lawyer, but that's a whole thing from a different day. There's no lawyers for like 2 years. Like, if he contested, nobody expected it to go this long. And surprisingly, like my uncle the person who dragged it out was the person who wanted to end it. After a while, you get used to it. And I'm not like I don't quit. I mean, I will, if I can live around it, I won't quit. Just because it's him. And I haven't. My dad didn't. Like, get him, right? Get him. Do you like my wine cup? See? Don't ask. Bad day, good day. I'm having a good day. It's like, oh, Jaylee, you're trying to lose weight and you're still drinking? I am. I don't plan on giving up shit. I've done all that before. It doesn't work. You know what I'm doing? I'm relaxing. I am reading books, doing yoga, taking walks, going to the chiropractor, getting acupuncture. And that's working. My food has never been a problem for me. My problem right now is stress. Like prolonged cortisol is like what I have been told. Which is weird. It causes so many different issues, like stomach issues, acid reflux, cause you to gain weight. Cortisol will keep you up at night. That's like the stress that wakes you up in the middle of the night. You know, from worrying about things. It's the cortisol, keeps you going. Adrenaline short term. Cortisol is long term. And then if you don't fully process it, it just like gets stuck in your body somewhere. Mine is in my belly. Like my belly. I don't know. Look at my belly. It's like, oh my belly. Do you remember when it was like flat and nice? 20 years ago. Like I'm on the path. And if you're following this journey, like thank you for following along. I like the key is to relax, but not just to think you're relaxed, to actually have your whole body relax. Just let go. To think of nothing. Brain and body. Meditation is great. Yoga is great. Reading for pleasure for me works phenomenal. I lose more weight when I'm reading and doing this stuff than when I'm not. Because when I'm reading, like my breathing is just relaxed. I'm just like in it for the story. I could read, if I had my way, I would probably read 2 to 4 hours a day just for pleasure. But that seems like a bit much. And, you know, we got to work and do other things in the mix. So that's not always the case. But last night I was like super tense. I have favorite books. And when I'm just like yesterday, just, I can't anymore. And people keep canceling my massage appointments, my acupuncture appointments. They keep getting moved. So I just went outside and read for 3 hours, and I came back and was so calm. It's kind of nice that when you do these type of, I don't know if I'd call this somatic body work. Like there is somatic body work. I mean, some of it is, I think some of the therapies I'm doing, I would consider brain spotting to be somatic body work. Maybe EMDR too, to a point. I don't know. But it's just getting to relax, you know. But the thing is that other things in life are happening, especially last week. Like my daughter's 11. She's in 6th grade, junior high. That whole girl drama. Oh my gosh. It is horrible. Just horrible. Then she's got like other things going on academically that I'm having to deal with, that she's having a meltdown about. You know, when you have problems in school with grades, and growing up, I was always a poor reader. I mean, I ended up being dyslexic and having a lazy eye, but they didn't find that until my senior year of high school. So figure that out. Now, my daughter's in the same school district that I grew up in, and they've, like, it's much better now. Like, they brought it up in 1st and 2nd grade. We put her in, like, Sylvan Learning Center because she doesn't like to be pulled out of class. I get that, because they always pull you out of the fun classes like art and music and gym and, you know, her social study hall. So the past week has been trying to find out what's going on, because the grade she's in now, like the social workers and all that, the social worker, the reading interventionist, I call him the special ed guy, they call him the reading interventionist, like nobody calls you anymore. She's in the 6th grade. So unless she tells me what's going on, and she'll just be like, I don't like what they're doing, find out why they're doing it. I'm like, all right, I'm on it, you know. Then I find out the stuff, and then again, she's like, I don't want to be pulled out of class to go for this additional help. And I get it. And when I talk to the reading interventionist, they have so many kids that need additional help that it's 3 to 4 times what they normally have had in the past. And he's not sure if it's COVID or just like people adjusting for COVID, that the kids weren't on this regiment because everybody's like, oh, they're coming back from COVID. But there's so many 6th graders in my daughter's school who are not up to par in reading and math, that they're below the 26th percentile or 25th percentile, and so many there's so many of them. And then our school does like a really dumb thing. They didn't do this when I was in school. Like the study halls were all shuffled, right? So the way they have it this year is every 6th grader has study hall the last period of the day. Well, that's fine, you know, in like a perfect world. But when you have all these kids that need extra help and there's only so many interventionists, you can't pull them out of study hall. So now they have to shuffle it and pull them out of other classes. And they're doing that from study hall, gym, like music, art, all the, what would you call those? Like electives, you know, the happy classes. They're taking kids out of the happy classes to do miserable stuff. And my kid doesn't want to do it. I'm like, you should do it. I could, but I'm not going to. I found a reading interventionist. I looked hard before my daughter was going to Sylvan, which was local to us here. But after like Sylvan locally got wiped out during COVID, I still had credits for classes because I paid for like a whole year in advance. And when I went to like another Sylvan a couple towns over, they're like, oh no, they're not transferable. Like they're just gone. I'm like, oh, wonderful. But she did well. Like COVID happened when my daughter was in the 2nd grade. And then, so like spring break of 2nd grade, she came home, never went back. She ended up going back to school in the 3rd grade. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, she did okay. And now all of a sudden we're having like a reading dip in 6th grade. But I'm not sure if it's like a reading dip or we're having a social dip because of all the changes and the girl drama. She's getting some bullying stuff going on. You know, just like all the typical shit, you know. And you know what makes me like, I get more upset over her problems than I do my own. And I think it's because I can't fix them. Like, I can fix my own problems. I'm 45. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do anything I don't want to do. Nobody does when you're an adult, pretty much, right? I mean, you decide. You decide what you want to do. Yeah, there are things you have to do, like taxes and blah, 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 blah. But you get what I'm saying. Like, when you're an adult, somebody bothers you at work, change a job, you know? You don't like the person you live next to, you can move. Kids are kind of stuck, which makes me just sad for them, honestly. So I've been dealing with that for the past maybe 10 days now. It's getting better. She's calming down. It's funny because, like, I talked to the social worker and I explained to her the situation and, like, things of yours past. And, like, they just don't know. Because the second I told her about it, she's like, well, I'm going to just switch to her study hall on her elective. So she's not by this person. Because our school district has been really cool. So at the end of every year, like, they send you out a little survey. Are there any children that your child doesn't get along with? Would you prefer them not to be in a class with any child? List the reasons why. Do you have any academic suggestions for your class? Like, they actually ask us at the end of the year for the coming year. And there's been one girl since my child was in kindergarten. Actually, there's been two. That I've just said, please don't put her in classes with these people. I don't have time to deal with this shit. And it's just bullshit, you know? And it's not been. But going into junior high, I don't really think about it because I'm like, oh, they change classes 7 days a week. Or 7 days a week. 7 periods a day. Like, what are the odds of her being with these people all day long, right? Oh, no. So my child has ended up with a troublemaker in the social worker's office like 3 times so far since school started. Like, it's week 8. That's a lot for a kid that normally doesn't go to the social worker or the principal's office, and the vice principal's office once. And so when I tell the social worker about what I've done in the past and the situations that have happened, she goes, oh. I'm like, what's oh? She goes, well, did you realize that they're in 5 of the 7 classes together? And then, you know, everything is all the records are electronic. She goes, oh, you did really request like every year for them not to be together. I'm like, yes, because who wants to deal with this shit? You know? And it's weird to her. But I didn't even have to ask. She offered to change my daughter's schedule if she wanted to not have so many classes with said child. And it was funny because, like, Peyton's like, well, I don't want to be out of all the classes. Like, there's some classes that she's in that I don't want to switch. And they actually let her pick. It was really nice and accommodating. I was surprised. Very pleased. And then she's got, you know, we have to find, like, a reading interventionist, which I finally found one that's outside of school. Because she doesn't want to be pulled out of the classes that she likes. Like, if you're a kid and you have trouble academically, the worst thing is to be pulled out of the classes that you like to work on the stuff that you hate. Like, if it's during study hall and she's not missing anything, fine. But they're talking about, like, not taking her out of study hall at all. Like, that's not an option because there's too many kids already in that, so it's someplace else. So I'm like, you know what? I will just find my own. I found a reading interventionist online. At Sylvan, I think I was paying, like, $100 a week. It was, like, $50 a session. $50 a 1 hour session twice a week. And I did that for like 1 year, 2 years. Then she was good. You know, she was trying. She liked it. Just think, like, she's in a social funk, which makes her not want to work on her academic stuff. And that is causing me to be stressed. Because I'm like, because you just want to tell your child that it's like, it's not the end of the world. It is such a short period of time and it doesn't matter. But then you also have to have the empathy because their world is only so big. They have no idea. Like, she cannot see beyond the 6th grade in junior high, you know? So, we're making it work. I'm trying. I found a reading interventionist. It's online. It fits in our schedule of our bazillion sports and stuff that are overlapping for the next 3 weeks. So, yeah, I've only lost, like, 4 pounds the past 4 weeks because, well, some things have ended, other things have started. And, like, going through this whole process of, like, calming my body and retraining my nervous system, I'm still super easily triggered. So if something stresses me out, it doesn't, like, go a little bit. It just, like, I straight to red. not that I go straight to red with like anger or anything, just like my body reacts as if like it's the worst thing that's ever happening, because that's all it knows what to do. It's horrible. So I'm working on that. And then, you know, I think my kid has some of the same thing, which just breaks my heart and increases my stress a little more, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I have, like, you were just born at a time in my life that was chaos and awful. And she was like the little North Star that's kept me going to this day. I don't even know if I would be here if I didn't have her, honestly. I don't know. Like, it was bad for a very long time. And a lot of the time it seemed hopeless. But, you know, she came along in the worst part of my life. Like, the most stressful, awful years. And she came into it, and like, she was a distraction. You know, being pregnant was a distraction because I was constantly thinking, like, I cannot be stressed. The baby's going to be stressed, you know? So I had that going. And then I actually got a lot of, you know, leeway and stuff from the judge and other parties because of it. They didn't have me do certain things that were just too stressful for me at that time. As far as seeing people that, you know, wanted to kill me and that kind of stuff. So, yeah, she's like my shining star, but my shining star was born into conditions that were just mediocre. Yes, I am so sorry the video got cut out then. My husband came in and we had like an outside emergency that we had to tend to because stuff happens here. All is well. But yes, like, I think my daughter saved me in a way. She gave me a greater purpose to fight for. But I still think like the overall looming stress was too much for like my body to deal with at that point. Because I didn't know how to deal with it. I had no idea how to deal with that much amount of stress. And so the somatic bodywork has done wonders for me. A few people have asked questions about the different things I'm doing, as far as like the acupuncture, the chiropractor, meditation, yoga. Like, how is that somatic bodywork, and how is that helping? And then that very important thing of how much does this all cost, because a lot of it is not covered by health insurance. So in my next video update, I'm going to go over the costs, the benefits, and how all that stuff works together, and how much I have paid so far since December 15th, 2022, when I started this journey, and like a breakdown of where I have spent my money and where I have spent my time, and what has worked okay, what has worked the best. So stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. To me, this seems very boring. But I cannot find anything on the internet or YouTube or anywhere about the effects CPTSD or PTSD has on body weight and the inability to lose weight. So that is why I'm sharing this journey, because really until I saw my therapist, I had no idea. So I will put some more videos over here for you. And then, yeah, I'm just going to share what I know and what I'm going through and what's working. You know, I'm losing weight. It's not fast, but I have not been able to lose anything before this. And I have been gaining and gaining while I've been trying to lose and lose for many years. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe and, you know, set up the alerts if you want to see what's coming next. I also document a lot of my life on my website, which is simplebusinesssimplelife.com. That is kind of like my dumping journal. It covers all of the aspects of life I have been through during just like general stuff, lawsuits, how I've simplified my life, like a lot of the living with ADHD. It's in there, okay? It is new. I haven't thoroughly organized it yet, so a lot of it is like vomit on a website. Like, there's so much. and it's not very organized yet. That will come with time. It's still new, okay? But like that is my online diary. So if you want to know, all of that stuff is mine and written by me. I don't know if you have questions. I don't know where my niche is to like help people yet in this world. I've been through a lot. A lot of it was pretty traumatic and sucky, but the traumatic and sucky helped me simplify my life so that I didn't have to deal with the traumatic and sucky anymore. And my life is to a point now that, like, if somebody was to try and come in and do what my uncle did or whoever, do what he did many years ago, it just couldn't happen. Like, I'm backed up, packed up. You ain't gonna knock me down. Like, you literally have to kill me to knock me down. That's where I wanted to be. That's where I'm going. So, I love you. Thank you for watching. I will talk to you soon. Bye.